So now we looked at an opponent just trying to post inside the knee, but didn't really have any success. Either attack the strangle or strip the grip. Then we looked at the intermediary step between being on their hip and being on two knees. Now let's look at worst case scenario. Your partner's moved to a turtle and you have to either follow them or you're going to lose them completely. Okay? If your partner's on two knees and you're still on your hip, you've most likely lost your control of your partner's back, and that's the end of the exchange. So what we have to make sure of is that we can follow our partner's hips effectively as they move to a turtle. Okay, again, playing a high ball ride from here is much different than playing a high ball ride on the overhook side. So she goes to clear the top hook, however she may do it. She goes to post inside the knee, and now as she goes to get up, I try to sit my partner down, but I feel like it's not working. Whenever I see this, the second my partner gets up to her knees, I have to make sure of two things. Number one, that I start to get up with her, and number two, that I stay behind her elbow. If at any point I'm not behind her elbow and her elbow crosses the center line, she's obviously out. So while I don't have to stay connected to her, most people try to stay connected to their partner here. Okay, if I keep my hands locked in the back of an arm, here or here, whatever the case is, now I can't build to an elbow and start to get higher than my partner. So I try to use all my legs to do the work, and then as I use my legs, my partner just postures up, and now she's gone. So what I have to make sure of is that I start to build to a hip, or build to an elbow rather. So I catch my partner's far hip as I did before, and now as my partner goes to start posturing her head up, obviously your hips are higher than mine, when she goes to start raising her head, I keep my head close to hers, and I just pull my right elbow back, and I use a pull on my partner's hips to pull myself up. So as she goes to get up, now we're up. You can even use a pendulum of this leg. So as your partner goes to turtle, we get up with my partner. Now I build to an elbow. Now once I'm on an elbow, we have to chase our partner's far wrist, because now we're behind our partner again. The biggest issue now is we're attacking from turtle. So if our partner goes to sit down to guard and fall to this hip, she can turn and face you. Now because you don't have diagonal control, you're going to lose your partner. You have to make sure that when your partner builds to an elbow, we always chase our partner's far wrist, like so. So that now from here, even if she goes to sit away from me, I have diagonal control from the left shoulder to the right hip with my hook. So if she goes to sit to guard, we can easily follow our partner through and re-attack our partner's back. If our partner stays here, and we use a different form of diagonal control, instead of controlling our partner's far wrist, we switch to a power half, and we break our partner down, we reboot the system, now we switch again to the overhook side, and now we're ready to go into attacks from here. And now we go to a high ball ride, our partner can't post on our knee, now we can look to start inserting our hooks like so. Okay, and obviously that's whole attacking turtle series. I just wanted to briefly go over it there. But we look at now our partner getting out completely to a turtle position. Okay, so as she goes to get up, I try to knock her down and grab the far hip, but as she goes to move away from me, I feel like it's not going to happen. The second I see this, we immediately build to an elbow. I can't keep my hands locked here. I build to an elbow by either one, using a pendulum of my left leg to come up as my partner comes up, or if I'm too late, I use a far hip to just pull my right elbow out. Okay? As you get used to this, you'll have the sensitivity to know when you can knock your partner down and when it's already too late. Like if you're already trying to scoot out and your foot's on the floor and your partner already builds to a turtle, now you're not going to have time to take your leg up and pendulum. You're going to have to just pull yourself up right away. When you start to get good, you realize your partner's going to beat you, and as she goes to get up, you pendulum before your partner reaches two knees, and you have time to do the big swinging motion with your leg, which takes some extra time. Okay? Now that I'm built up to a hip, built up to an elbow, my partner's hips are no longer higher than mine. She's going to build to an elbow, obviously, and as she does, I come from a hip up to a knee. I just flare my knee out. So I start on my hip, I don't stay on my hip. I just move from an elbow and a hip to an elbow and a knee. Now we go hunting our partner's far wrist, and now we can do all of our follow-up attacks, attacking from turtle, breaking our partner down, following her through, whatever the case is. Okay? We have to make sure that if our partner beats us getting up, that we follow our partner. So as she goes to build, we can't knock our partner down, we come up. Now again, I'm behind my partner's elbow. You have to make sure that your head stays behind your partner's elbow and close to her head as she's building height. What I can't have is my partner going to come up to turtle, my head being way out here, and then she just rips her elbow back and punches it under her again. My head has to stay glued to my partner's rear deltoid the entire time, the back of her shoulder. So that as she goes to get up, we're here. My ear's glued to the back of her shoulder. So now when she goes to rip that elbow back, it's impossible. Now I start building height with her. Now we're back in business, ready to go into attacks right from here. Whether it's following our partner through, breaking our partner down with a power half, however she reacts, we respond accordingly and break her down to a hip, put her in an unathletic position, and take her back.